The three indicators I'll be using in 2025. One of them has changed and one of them might just surprise you. These indicators have ensured that our Discord server has had no losing weeks in months. If you want to see the indicators and how we use them, stay tuned. Okay, so let's get into some indicators. There is only three, and these are the three that I am using. The first is equal highs and lows by out of options. If you're not sure how to add an indicator to TradingView, simply click up here where it says indicators, type in equal, and you'll come up with these here. Out of options is the one that we use, and there's one main reason. These are my equal highs and lows here. They're blue dotted lines. You can select any colors that you wish. Now I've gone for blue and I've gone for a dash line. You could have different colors for equal highs and equal lows. You could have solid lines, dash lines. The choice is yours. The only difference that I would say or setting to change is change that look back length to 5,000. If you change that back to 5,000, you'll get more historical data. Now, the reason that we started using this particular one was the old indicator never used to have the lines disappear once price action had gone through them. So we've got an equal low there. Once price action moved through it, it didn't remove the line. So your charts got really messy and quite hard to read. This one, if price action was to come down here and take these equal lows out, it will actually remove that blue dotted line from my chart. So that is equal highs and lows by out of options. Why do we have it on the charts? Simply because equal highs and equal lows are draws on liquidity. They're great targets if you get into a trade. They also make fantastic areas for sweeps. So once this area has been swept, the price is more likely to move away from that area if it coincides with an area of liquidity. So that's why we use it. That's the indicator we use. The second one is Sessions by LuxAlgo. Let's get this one up. My timings at the moment, I'm UTC. So if you look down here, time is UTC and UTC is 0 here. Your time zone will differ to mine if you're not in the UK. So adjust these times accordingly. This is the LuxAlgo Sessions indicator. What does it do? It prints these boxes in the background that you can see, and it prints one for the Asia session, the London session and the New York session. These are the times that we use for those sessions. So you can pause the video now and set up your TradingView. Just remember, I'm currently UTC 0, UTC 0 or UTC. Your time zone, just adjust it accordingly. Why do we have these on the chart? Well, these are a fantastic draw on liquidity, external liquidity as well. So when a range is formed, we're currently looking at the Asia range here. A lot of liquidity is residing above and below this range. Now, when we trade our silver bullet, we need a previous high or a low to be swept. So we would be looking for price to sweep this area or this area. So this is a very convenient indicator that allows you to zoom out and actually see what the market is doing with regards to sweeps. So we can see here at the moment that we've come down and we've swept some range lows down here. We didn't have a market structure shift, so we haven't had a silver bullet entry within this time frame. However, looking at London now, so this is current price action, we are potentially going to be moving up and sweeping Asia. So that could maybe indicate that we would get a silver bullet setup. So if we were to come up into this area here, sweep some liquidity, market structure shift, extreme fair value gap, that would be our entry there. So the sessions indicator is fantastic. It saves you having to manually go in and mark on these layers or levels. It does it for you, and you can see very easily, very quickly. If I was to go on to this one here, this is the 15-minute, but you can see how easy it is to see if a range high or a range low has been swept. So that is LuxAlgo Sessions. The last one is new, and the reason this is new is we were using a indicator called FVG reversal, or no, FVG, by Nephew Sam, I believe it was. Let me check for you. FVG. Yeah, it was just called FVG Nephew Sam. That's what we used to use. The problem with that indicator was quite a big, it only had one problem, but it was quite a big problem. When we are trading the inverse fair value gap, we need to know if a fair value gap has been inversed. I suppose the clue is in the name. So when we were looking at price action, and I tend to look at my charts quite zoomed out, if price was to come down and close this 1 minute to the tick, there's 2 1 minutes in there, but just assume there's one. If price action was to come down and close that to the tick, the fair value gap would disappear from the chart, inferring that the fair value gap had been inversed, when in fact it hasn't. It had been closed to the tick. This new one, which was written coincidentally by one of our members over in the Discord server, thank you again, Carlos, amazing work. This new indicator fixes that problem. So what is this new one called? It's called FVG Reversal Sentinel, and it does pretty much everything you need it to do out of the box. The only thing that I've changed is obviously I've put ticks in all of here because I want to see the 1 through 5 minute fair value gaps on my 1 minute chart. I've taken the M from here, obviously indicating 1 minute, and I've just had them as numbers. It just makes the chart a bit cleaner. Length of boxes is 20. That's obviously how much the box projects to the right hand side. You can change the colors here of the fair value gaps and the relevant opacity. Everything else I've left as is. That's it. This comes default red and green, I believe. This is all set for you. I think the only thing you need to do is put ticks in these boxes and change that to 20, and you're good to go. So that is the FVG Reversal Sentinel, and that is used purely for the inverse fair value gap strategy. So once we've had a sweep, we see if a fair value gap has been inverted, but not only that, it puts them on my 1 minute time frame. I'm currently on the 1 minute, but I can see all the fair value gaps on the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. Saves you having to keep flicking between time frames, and obviously human error might come in. If I haven't checked and I think I've got a setup, I might not be aware that there's actually just a 4 minute or a 5 minute has just been put in there, and I just haven't had a look on that time frame. So it saves you having to keep flitting between the time frames, makes human error a thing of the past, and why not have something do it for you? You can then focus on your trading and looking for those executions. So they're the 3 indicators that we are using. 2024 was amazing. We haven't had a losing week in the Discord server for months. And so far this year, we've been very, very positive week after week after week. We're trading silver bullet and inverse fair value gap strategies primarily. If you're interested in learning how we trade, pop over, links in the bio, and hopefully I will see you over there. Thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.